The two-day Purvottar Swabhiman Utsav kicked off in Guwahati today with a conclave at the Assam Administrative Staff College. General Officer Commanding-in-Chief of the Indian Army's Eastern Command welcomed the dignitaries and distinguished speakers on the occasion. On day one of the event, discussion and sessions were held on topics ranging from contribution of Northeast in India's freedom struggle to India's Northeast as vanguard of Act East policy. Welcoming the eminent speakers, Lieutenant General Rana Pratap Kalita, General Officer Commanding-in-Chief, Eastern Command, exuded confidence that this seminar will take things closer to the goal of a prosperous Northeast, playing a pivotal role in nation building.
I extend a very hearty welcome to all the distinguished panelists and the attendees here today morning. And I'm extremely grateful to the panelists for having taken out their valuable time to be present here today and tell us about the Northeast in general and the contributions of Northeast towards national building in particular. As the celebration of Lachit Borphukan's 400th birth anniversary dawns on us, we remember his leadership in bravery in warding off repeated Mughal attacks on Ahom kingdom. From the times of this great general to the present times, there have been numerous luminaries from the Northeast who have contributed towards nation building, some known and some unsung heroes. We have organized this event, Purvottar Swabhiman Divas, for 2 days to pay our respect to all these brave sons and daughters of the Northeast as part of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav.
And on the occasion, Northeast Live Editor-in-Chief Wasbir Hussain set the discussion on motion, chairing the opening session, which saw participation from former UPSC Chairman David Syiemlieh and former Deputy Chief of Army Lieutenant General retired Subrata Saha. While Dr. Syiemlieh spoke on contribution of Northeast in India's freedom struggle, Lieutenant General retired Subrata Saha spoke on contribution of Indian Army in promoting integration of Northeast with national mainstream.
This panel discussion could not have been better timed. This is happening as the GOC in C, the Army Commander, as he said, that this is happening on the eve of the country at the initiative of the Assam government led by Chief Minister Dr. Himanta Biswa Sharma celebrating or getting ready to celebrate the 400th birth anniversary of one of India's iconic military generals, Lachit Borphukan, who as the head of the Ahom army managed to defeat the invading Mughals. The Mughal force was highly superior, sent by Aurangzeb to conquer Assam, and he halted and managed to drive back the Mughals. That was in the 17th century. And perhaps had Lachit Borphukan not defeated the Mughals, perhaps, who knows, the Ahom dynasty may not have continued till 1826. So that is the backdrop in which we are discussing or sitting to discuss today. And the topics which they are going to present is extremely significant. One, the contribution of Northeast's role in India's freedom struggle, or for that matter, in nation building, and role of the army in promoting integration of Northeastern region with the national mainstream. Now, why is the Assam government doing this Lachit anniversary celebrations in such a mega scale? I would hazard a guess, perhaps it is because people like icons like Lachit Borphukan have remained buried in the pages of history, confined to Assam. Perhaps there is need for the nation to recognize Lachit Borphukan as a national icon. He's not just an icon of Assam. He was not an Ahom general alone. He managed to defeat the invaders and protect this far eastern corner of Bharat that was in the 17th century. And secondly, the contribution of the Indian Army in promoting integration of Northeastern region and national mainstream. every one of you officers of all ranks sitting in this hall, sitting in this place today, represent India. You know, you're from different parts of India. And if these officers alone are capable of integrating the Northeast with the rest of the country, because when you have your stints here, you go back and then talk about the region, I think you are all acting as ambassadors of the Northeast, not to speak of the social welfare work that the Army is doing. Army is going beyond the call of duty. If there was an accident the other day in Mizoram where a stone quarry collapsed and 13 people died, it was the Army who had descended on the scene. If there is a breeze has collapsed or washed away, it is the Army which is on the scene. If there is a road accident in Arunachal Pradesh, it is the Army on the scene. Now, Army is recognized as the symbol of the Indian state because there are parts in the Northeast, even today, where food has to be airdropped. Things are going to change drastically. Of course, thanks to our Prime Minister, who has described, as the lady officer had said, as this region as the Asta Lakshmi. And he has made himself more than 50 trips to the Northeast in the past 8 years, which no Prime Minister had ever done before. This is something who everyone has to acknowledge.